Doop 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 doop. Figure.
Whatever we do, change is coming. It's coming with the implosion of our imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's how
We cope with this change.
will we respond actually?
Rationally? Are you gonna be rational? Nah. Who likes rationality in a world of irrational thoughts?
Structures within our own communities
Or
sustainability, or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves, finding reality, and responding to it.
oh my gosh, it's another show. Welcome back to this show that you watch sometimes, and I know you'll watch it sometimes, but that's alright. Everybody got this thing. Do you know the show's on? 'Cause I put my headphones on. Oh boy. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the best worst show on the internet. And I'll be your host, and this is my co-host, Lunchy. Hello, little Lunchy. You can get up there. You can get up on there on the table right there if you like. They're Luncharoony, but there's no pie or any food up here, Lunchy, so I don't know. You just always know when we're about to do the show, so here we go. What's up, Lunchy? How you doing, my goody girl? How you doing, the goodest girl? She's doing all right. You're looking over at your bowl a little bit. You know, like, you been eating a little bit of your kibbles, your kibbies. I've seen it. Anyways, what's up? Welcome to Griftcast. 100% about the money, 20% about the news, 80% about, I'm not exactly sure what it's about. My name's Manuel Chavez III, or the Turd, depending on how you know me. This is my puppy, Lunchbox, a.k.a. Lunchy, a.k.a. my puppy. And I love her! Yep. She was with me today for quite some time, driving around in the car. Sometimes when it's nice outside, she likes going on car rides a lot. She really does. She really, really does. I mean, hopefully you guys had a pretty good one after the show last night. We got some good stuff going on there. Hopefully you guys checked it out. If you did it, it's all right or whatever, but we're live. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Rumble. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Kick. We're live on Twitter. We're live on lots of things right now, it seems. It does seem like that. We always go live on every single one of the channels or whatever. We don't mess around on any of that stuff. We like to, shotgun it all out there so we can get a better look at things. And I mean, today, what are we going to focus on? We do got some news for you guys. We got some news. That's right. There has been some updates and videos that we definitely need to put our little eyeballs on and things. And even more so, my favorite game, it's doing a free fly weekend where you could go put in a code and then you just all of a sudden get a bunch of ships that you can go fly around for free. So we got some things to be talking about today. That's right. We got some things to be talking about today. So I appreciate y'all coming through on over here. I'm sure Lunchy appreciates it too, because she's sitting right here with me. Either way, what's up to Bud Satani? Sorry you're going to miss the show, but at least you popped in to say hello. How you doing? No one here yet. What's going on to the Joker? Hello, Mr. Yellow. Hello. What's up to Aaron? How you doing today? Nice to see you there. Scroats Magoats, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. What's going on to Virginia Olsen? Hopefully you're doing well today. How you doing, James Rice? Nice to have you with us. What is up, Magic Poop? Hopefully you're doing pretty well today. How's it going to CV? Another fantastic day. Hopefully you're doing very, very well, I would have to say. How is it going to King V the Fourth? Nice to see you over there. What's going on? What's good? Hello to Jackbox. Good to have you here with us right there. Nice to see you, Miguel H. What's up? What's going on to KQ American Woman? And then we got Nimeth, or whatever that person's name is. And then we got Magic Judy. Hello, Magic Judy. What's going on? What up to Sam Adams? 73. Nice to see you out there, Mr. Sam Adams. What's up to Sturge Killed? St. Jern Kildy, or whatever your name is. What is up with you? Hopefully you're doing all right tonight. I'm doing all right tonight too. We're just, live doing our thing over there. Make sure you guys go check us out on Rumble. And let's also check us out on kick.com, because we're trying to grow some of the alternative platforms, and we want to make sure you guys have all the availability to go watch on all the different stuff that you want to watch on. But it is what it is. And I mean, since we're trying to follow that format that we were using, you guys should definitely go jump on to grifcast.com, which will bring you to our link tree of all of the fantastic links that you can click on so you can buy some good stuff like beatings and stuff. Speaking of beanies, I don't know where the fuck mine is. I know it's in here somewhere. I just can't find it. But we got beanies, we got PayPals, Venmos, Cash Apps, merch stores, so you could buy beanies like the one that I'm not wearing right now because I can't find it. Or you can even buy EMP shields, get Coffee Brand Coffee, web hosting. We got all kinds of really great stuff on it. And obviously, we're here to grift you. We're here to get your money out of your pocket and put it in my pocket any ways possible. So, make it easier. Just do it because you're a nice person or whatever. I mean, seriously. And then also you can email us. There's our Discord. All of the different links that you would ever want to click on are available for you right there today. That's right. Grifting's not easy, my friends. Grifting ain't easy, but you know what's not easier? Dealing with the police kind of sucks, man. There was some leaker of classified information that was dealing with Discord. I'm sorry. He was leaking classified information on Discord, and he was arrested today. And oh boy, we got some videos. And I mean, it's kind of strange. We got 21-year-old Jack Texteria, member of the United States Air National Guard, suspected of leaking secret U.S. documents related to the Ukraine war. And it was basically all started appearing in a Discord group that this guy was hanging out in. That's what was happening. So let's watch the video. Here's a 1 minute long video or so of them basically like taking this fool down, like arresting him. He almost didn't even know that this shit was going down, which was the weirdest part of this whole entire thing. Like, he was obviously very cooperative with them. Like, they arrested him pretty much without any issue whatsoever. It's almost like he didn't even know. It's like he's the guy that leaked the information, and then they've been talking about it in the news and shit, and he didn't seem to think that he had any problems. Yeah, he just didn't seem to think that there was any issues. He was like, no, I ain't worried about none of this, dog. I ain't worried about it, Lunchies. Lunchy, you're not worried about it either? No, you're not. Ooh, what's going on with your eyes? You got the cry eyes again. You got the cry eyes. Aye. I mean, look at him. That's crazy. This is coming from Raw Alerts over there. He might have stole it from somebody else. I don't know. But yeah, kind of insane, actually, just thinking about this. Here's probably a cooler video that we saw where it literally shows like them surveilling this motherfucker before they picked his ass up. And dude is just sitting there like, I don't know. Is he reading a book? Is he reading a book? Yeah, like, how did they get the exclusive to get this? Like, where did this come from? This doesn't look like, you know, a military operation type deal, you know, like, this definitely doesn't look like a Predator drone or any of that shit. Like, if it was a drone, wouldn't he hear it, like, going off? Like, this is just weird, man. Yeah, like, he's just doing his math homework, I guess. And then there's, you know, a bunch of police waiting and, you know, about to go grab him up. And he had police and military people. And all this is going on right down the way from him, and he's just sitting out on the back porch and just completely oblivious to all of this. Which, I don't know how that thing would be pulling up and you would be oblivious. Very, ironic. It would be also ironic, Miguel H., if somebody accidentally leaked the raid. Because, like, where did they get... How'd they figure out about this? They got a perfect news chopper camera angle on this thing. But here you go. There's that guy just sitting outside on his porch, ready to be arrested. And then there's the photograph of the individual, Mr. Jack Texteria, member of the Air National Guard, who is now suspecting of leaking those documents, which is insane. Honestly, this shit is insane. This shit is insane. Like, is this real? Is this guy the scapegoat? Is there something stranger happening here? Because that's what I feel like is going on. There's no way that this doesn't feel real enough. I mean, it just seems too set up. Like, there's no way that somebody would have been that oblivious to all this shit to have thought that they could have gotten away with it. Lynch, you got all that room right there. Don't sit on the keyboard. Don't sit on the keyboard. And I mean, here's one thing to think about. Whoa, we just got some money. What the fuck? Toxic Voxic donated $2 through Twitter saying, I quit Twitter. You quit Twitter? Why'd you quit Twitter, man? Did you quit Twitter, Toxic Voxic, or did you get banned from Twitter again? Did you get banned from Twitter again because you were saying hateful shit to people? Free speech is still around and you could do it. It's just that, you know, there's a line, motherfucker. There's a line. Either way. Looks like we got ourselves another super chat over here too. I like those super chats over there. Keep those coming in. Let's just keep that kind of energy going on. But what's going on, Pony Soldier? Appreciate you jumping through that $5 super chat. What does it say right there? Buy that hero a ticket to Russia. Yes, they might actually give him a ticket to Russia. Probably. I don't know if he's a hero, though. I wouldn't call him a hero just yet. That might get you on a list somewhere or something. But yes, when they were arresting him, there was 4 choppers, the leakers busters at the deep state media working overtime to catch Jack and falsely smear him as a guy who likes Nazi memes. Without Jack, we wouldn't have known the U.S. government lied about the Ukraine war because the media is now working for the government. And that's coming from Kim.com, a man that's never stepped foot in the United States of America and is still technically currently under indictment by the United States for massive piracy scandal that never got resolved. So he just doesn't like the U.S. government. But that is interesting that they did have that many choppers around there. I wonder who did leak the information about our stuff. Yeah. It kind of seems crazy. Baby. So, yeah.
Briefing slides prepared by the U.S.
See what
government
Tucker has to say about it.
places on Twitter.
Fucking Tucker.
And the slides show that this is in fact not Ukraine's war. It's our war. The United States is a direct combatant in a war against Russia. As we speak, American soldiers are fighting Russian soldiers. So this is not a regional conflict in Eastern Europe. This is a hot war between the two primary nuclear superpowers on Earth. And yet this war has never been formally declared. It has not been authorized by Congress. And for that reason, this war is a violation of American law. It is a crime.
It's a crime.
The second thing we learned from these slides is that despite direct U.S. involvement, Ukraine is in fact losing the war.
What?
7 Ukrainians are being killed for every Russian.
They're
Ukrainian
winning.
Air defenses have been utterly degraded. Ukraine is losing.
Ukraine.
The Biden administration is perfectly aware of this. They're panicked about it.
They're perfectly aware of this, but they've lied about this fact to the public.
Just 2 weeks ago, for example, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin told the U.S. Senate that Russian military power is, quote, waning. In other words, Russia is losing the war. That was a lie. He knew it was when he said it, but he repeated it in congressional testimony. That is a crime. But Lloyd Austin has not been arrested for committing that crime. Instead, the only man who has been taken into custody, or likely ever will be, is a 21-year-old Massachusetts Air National Guardsman who leaked the slides that showed that Lloyd Austin was lying.
Ooh, wow. I guess that's a hot take right there, because essentially, yes, that's what those slides do show, is that there was a whole lot of lies that were happening. But I mean, does that really matter in this particular area? Probably not, because number one, the guy was a government person. He was in the military, so he probably took some kind of oath, even if it was just the National Guard. He's technically not going to be getting put under any type of normal legal apparatus. He's going to be going through the UCMJ, I believe, right? He's going to be going through the military courts. So it's a completely different ball game, essentially, is what we're going to be looking at here. And for them, it's going to be pretty fucking cut and dry. Yep, it's going to be pretty freaking cut and dry. So if you think that there's going to be any ability for this guy to fight, no, it sounds like this is going to be a very similar situation to Reality Winner, to maybe Edward Snowden. The only difference here is that, you know, Edward Snowden was able to dip, right? And maybe it's because he was older, smarter, and a CIA/NSA contractor, whatever the fuck. If you're looking at this other guy, he's a young dude who's basically just kind of fucking up. And he just kind of fucked up in the biggest way possible. And they're not only going to make an example out of him, we'll probably never see him again. I mean, he's probably going to end up in fucking Gitmo or whatever. And they're going to pin all of this on him because, think about it, they literally watch every single platform. It doesn't matter which one it is. If you think that the platform that you're on isn't being monitored in some way, shape, or form by a government agent of some kind, I mean, you're fucking ridiculous. There's definitely some kind of artificial intelligence or something collating and manufacturing its own database associated to every association of everything that you've ever posted on the internet or whatever. And essentially here is that it's pretty easy for them to track these documents. If this stuff started getting posted out on Twitter, they're going to realize that, yeah, it is legitimate. And that's the thing that we found out today, is that all of the stuff that they put out is 100% probably legit, because they arrested somebody associated with it. So you probably shouldn't miss that situation whatsoever. And I mean, we can't trust the government to even tell us the truth about Ukraine. Yesterday, we heard that $400 million or $1 billion or something like that, 400 million or 400 billion, I guess one of the two, was embezzled by Ukraine and Zelensky for whatever the hell that they needed. Out of all of the money that we're sending them for this ridiculous war that's being fought, right? And I say it's ridiculous because, you know, Putin chose, I guess, an opportune time for himself to make his attack. And I mean, literally, those documents showed that the Ukrainians are definitely losing the war. And sure, the United States is getting a bunch of great testing done on some of these newer pieces of equipment that they're sending over there. But it's almost like they're trying to set us up for a failure in such a big way that, like, I mean, how are we supposed to be the big fighters when we just lost the Afghanistan situation in such a huge way, and then we're turning around and backing up the Ukrainians and lying about actually having troops on ground and losing that one too? Yeah. United States Americans probably don't want to go fight the war, and definitely this new neo race of fucking weirdos that have been popping out of individuals don't want to go and fight for anything. I mean, literally every day now, like, even in this small little town, there's people with like pink hair, purple hair, my pronouns are he, him, this, whatever the fuck. And I mean, this shit's getting weird, dude. You think these people are going to the fucking war? You think these people are going to go to war for anything? You think they're going to do anything for anything? No, I don't think so at all. So it's just kind of almost insane to think that they did this pretty well, because I haven't seen anybody posting any Discord messages. I haven't seen anybody posting any Telegram chats or anything like that. Any images of this guy's social media, his Facebook, Twitter account, TikTok account, Pinterest account, whatever. Have not seen anything associated with it. Literally the only information that I've seen today, probably that even associates what the name of his Discord was, or even what possibly could have been his fucking username, is ridiculous. Like, they're saying through the Daily Dot that the New York Times actually identified him as the de facto leader of a Discord group known as Thug Shaker Central, where the files first appeared, meaning that after they started seeing the files online on the internet, they started searching for matching files, and they found that the first time that the images were uploaded to this person's Discord server by this account. So it's not like they don't know exactly who posted it, because clearly somebody utilizing Discord is going to have it connected to their phone and shit like that. So they're going to know exactly who this person is through metadata, irregardless of whatever your understanding of this particular system is. So, like, it's just not even crazy, dude. Like, yeah. And what is that CV? Somebody says, one of the older guys on Discord, he started when he was 19, so he was already halfway there. Yeah, maybe he was. He was 21 years old. So they said the Discord formed in 2020. Interesting. So having this guy with his Discord and then sharing all this information, talking about firearms and stuff, I mean, it's literally the perfect thing. Because right around 2020, isn't that the same time that they completely started going after all of the different Discord clients and servers for all the quote-unquote extremists and stuff like that? Yeah, and obviously they were monitoring individuals that were posting pro-Trump content or anything else of that nature. So, like, if you think they don't have a spook in your Discord or whatever, I mean, I got another fucking thing you got another fucking thing coming. And it's like they did this pretty well, right? Like, they say Texteria's identity was ultimately discovered by the Times when they were able to locate his profile on the gaming platform Steam, and then the leak was compared to disclosures by NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden in the terms of their severity. So, like, this guy is being equated to have released information on the level of Edward Snowden, and that's kind of fucking crazy to think about, because Edward Snowden released data on tools and hardware that the CIA and the NSA and other people, you know, possibly had the ability to do, but it's not like they were actually putting out the tools to the public for anybody to use. No. I mean, what this guy did is much closer to, like, I guess in a sense, it's like, it's closer to what Julian Assange was doing, right? Because when Julian Assange first got his big business, it was leaking documents about the Iraq War, right? The only huge difference here is that Julian Assange wasn't the person that procured the documents originally. He was the receiver of the documents, right? And then published them. He got them from somebody that was inside the military that was leaking them to him, right? And through I think it's the indictment of Julian Assange, that's where we learned that on their indictment, they're saying that Julian Assange was actually directing this young person that was working for the military at the time to do these hacks and gain access to this information. And that's basically the basis of why they want him extradited to the United States. Everything else is fluff. Really, the only thing that they're really trying to poke on and, you know, get out at is that he was directing somebody to do it and help that person crack passwords, allegedly, to do it. When we look at this guy, it's a little different. He wasn't giving it to journalists or anything. He was just posting it in Discord, and then members of his Discord were trafficking the information out to different places. So it was almost like QAnon 2.0 in the sense where a lot of people started looking at the leaks and said it was crazy, but they all thought it was pretty much legitimate. So it's like, instead of it being a fake operation putting out fake information, it was just an operation that was putting out real information, but it doesn't seem to actually have been an operation that somebody tried to put up forward and make some shit happen or whatever. Like, it's a bit strange and secret, right? And then hit the wrong button. And then going back to like some of the documents that they were putting out there, you know, Ukraine learns of alleged Russian plot to throw so-called special ministry operation by March 5th. Like, they were literally just taking pictures and documents of this person undergoing chemo and putting out all kinds of little things that I think changed people's idea of what was basically happening, because we've been all subject to this media psyop associated with it where, you know, oh yeah, Ukraine's fighting and they're winning and we got to protect them. But like, there's no way that they're going to beat Russia, dude. They might be able to stop them for a little while, but unless a whole bunch of other bigger motherfuckers come and literally fight the battle for them, it ain't happening. And none of you motherfuckers are going to want to go do it. And let me tell you, I'm guessing that NATO and the rest of them don't want to either, because they probably can barely afford what's coming in the near future with the goddamn banking system going kaput. It's all right. It was already predicted a long time ago. It doesn't matter. So, where do we go from this? It just feels really fucking... It feels really booty, my friends. It don't feel real. Dog. It doesn't feel real. Like, it doesn't seem right. Like, this guy, he's either just the dumbest motherfucker or oblivious. Maybe both. Because this has been all over the news, and it's the stuff that you've been posting in your Discord. Like, literally, people have just posted the same pictures that you posted in your Discord on Twitter and shit. And you didn't think that it was your stuff, or you just didn't care, and you're like, fuck it, man. This is the way that I get out of the military. They're going to go throw me in jail and stuff, and I'll be like the next Edward Snowden and shit. It just doesn't make any sense, dude. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. It seems kind of staged in my opinion, but what can I really say? At least they have the news out there for all of us to see, so we can all take a look at it and be all like, ooh, oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. In other news, there's been some reps from Tennessee that have been outed as being kind of a little bit fake. And, well, it's a little weird. Breaking video shows reinstated Tennessee State Rep Justin Jones stopping cars and assaulting drivers in the summer of 2020 during the Summer of Love. Justin Bautista Jones, a.k.a. Justin Jones. Yep, that's right. Videos of this event have been coming forward. The grand jury indicted protester Justin Jones on 2 counts of reckless endangerment after he repeatedly assaulted citizens with a traffic cone when he was driving down the street. Jones says that it was a false narrative and that he was not violent. And, you know, if you think about it, these are the people that are now in government and in a lot of places. So at the same time, when individuals from the Republican Party were saying that they wanted to take over these things and such, there was also still tons of Democrats that were able to basically fake it until they made it right into the area that they wanted to be in. So you could kind of really clearly see that these guys are assaulting people. He's the guy with the cone and the black right there in that video. But this is something that, I don't know, you know, maybe the constituency could see, but here it is. It just kind of seems weird when you look at another individual that also got expelled that was associated with them. And just check this out.
I'm Justin J. Pearson, and I'm running for president of BSG. There are a few reasons that we're running this campaign this year. One has to do with representation.
It was a sad day on Saturday. All hope seemed to be lost. Representatives were thrown out of the state house. Democracy seemed to be at its end. Seemed like the NRA and gun lobbyists might.
I'm Justin J. Pearson, and I'm running for president of BSG. There are
Interesting. So wait, you're saying that they're kind of the same thing? Maybe a little bit? Possibly a little bit? Is that a picture of him standing on top of a police car? Damn, dude. These are the real ones.
Justice! No racist! They say change comes about two ways. Either they see the light or they feel the fire.
It sounds like Mr. Martin Luther King, the Reverend Martin Luther King, or Al Sharpton.
It's on fire. I said no justice, no racist.
What's wrong with you?
They
What's wrong
say
with you?
change comes about two ways.
What's wrong with you?
Either they see the light.
Yep. Kind of weird, right? Like, they're so fucking fake, dude. These aren't who they are. And yet they still got reappointed.
All right, Representative Pearson, you have 3 minutes.
Yeah, you got 3 minutes, dog. Oh, shit. You only got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Nashville thought they could silence democracy. But they didn't know the Shelby County Commission. They're still with some courageous leaders. Who their threats of not giving us resources wouldn't stop.
Yep. Kind of funny. It's really funny. And this is from when they got expelled, if you didn't remember. Yeah. How fun's that? You gotta remember, it's really easy to play a character, my friends. It's much harder to be yourself. Being yourself definitely takes a lot more out of it, but as you can see, even in Tennessee, the games are still afoot, right? Like, can you see past the voice? Can you see past the whole entire reasoning behind why they're doing all of this? It's because they're trying to create a spectacle. The world's a stage. And the more that you could share that kind of thing and show people that's the case, I think the better things would be for the future of all of us. Definitely. For the future of all of us. Whoever all of us is. Yes. Now, in other abortion-related news, the Florida GOP just passed a 6-week abortion ban, and yes, Governor Ron DeSantis definitely supports it, and that happened about an hour and a half ago so far, but that's right. Out of Tallahassee, Florida, the Republican-dominated legislature on Thursday approved a ban on abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy, and it's supported by Governor Ron DeSantis as he prepares for an expected presidential run. DeSantis is expected to sign the bill into law, and Florida currently prohibits abortions after 15 weeks. The 6 weeks ban would give DeSantis a key political victory among Republican primary voters as he prepares to launch his presidential candidacy built on his national brand as a conservative standard bearer. The policy would also have wider implications for abortion access throughout the South in the wake of the U.S. Supreme Court decision last year overturning Roe v. Wade and and leaving decisions about abortion access to states. Alabama, Louisiana, and Mississippi have banned abortion at all stages of pregnancy, while Georgia forbids the procedure after cardiac activity can be detected, which is around 6 weeks. Governor DeSantis is trying to become President DeSantis, and I mean, yes, this is probably definitely going to get his poll numbers and such up, but I think everybody's probably still trying to push it or push DeSantis into actually having that presidential primary run. It'd be a lot more interesting to see him as like a vice president for somebody like Trump, because then you'd have definitely a much more powerful ticket. Yet what we're looking at here is obviously the Associated Press trying to like say, hey guys, we got a better option. It's the better option. Yeah, but really it's not even about DeSantis at this point. It's just about the truth that people's thoughts on abortion have basically been unchanged for many, many years. It's just the fact that now states are finally being able to voice their opinions, and there's a lot of people that are pissed off. And all I got to say is that, hey, there's still a lot of states and shit that are allowing it stuff. Why don't you fucking move over there? Oh, what? You don't want to get robbed, murdered, and killed and shit? Oh, well, you know what? There's fucking decisions you got to make. Freedom isn't free, folks. Freedom ain't free. You got to make sacrifices if you want to live free, bitch. I'm telling you. And I mean, if you think about all of this stuff, who really knows where it's going to go? I mean, I don't see this as pushing the edge for DeSantis in any way in any sort of primary run whatsoever. And I mean, if people don't like him as a VP for Trump, that's fine. But I mean, I'm just trying to tell you like what the predictability of the situation that follows is, because I work in probabilities, right? I work in probabilities and statistics. Whatever. Russian ally Serbia denies supplying weapons to Ukraine. President Belgrade says he has not and will not send Kyiv arms after leaked Pentagon papers claim Serbia had agreed to send weapons. Oh shit. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Serbian defense minister and Serbian president, I don't fucking believe you, because some 21-year-old dipshit leaked a bunch of fucking classified U.S. intelligence that said the opposite. And I don't really think there's anything that you can say or do to change that whole situation there, buddy, chap. But it's cute that you did that. Well, you think you gotta be more worried about Putin, because he's gonna come put this dick up in your butt. You ain't gonna be happy about that. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So yesterday I forgot to talk about this, and I should have, because, well, I mean, it's important, I guess. But yes, yesterday in Texas, there was a blaze. Yes, that's right. A blaze, a fire broke out after a explosion happened at 18,000 cows. That's right. 18,000 cows were murdered in the biggest barbecue, I mean, deadliest barn fire on record in the United States of America, literally ever. I mean, firefighters rescued one employee from the fire at the South Fork Dairy Farm near Dimmitt, Texas. And I mean, it's just kind of a tragic situation that's scaring a lot of people, because 18,000 cows, that's a shitload of money, guys. I don't think you understand how much money in cows that is. And that's a pretty sizable dairy farm. Like, that ain't small. And just to put it into perspective, for a basic dairy cow, it's $1,500 per dairy cow, plus each of those dairy cows, for like insurance on a dairy cow, is going to run you about $105 per cow. That's right. Oh, shit. We just got ourselves a super chat. $5 for Faded History. He says, an utter catastrophe. The stakes have never been higher, or more well done. Thank you for that generous $5 donation. And I mean, dude, that's a lot of hamburgers. But the thing is that this is a dairy farm, so most of the time you don't actually eat dairy cows. Dairy cows are for making dairy products like milk, cheese, butter, that sort of thing. You don't actually eat dairy cows. So to think about it, like to put it in perspective, an average dairy cow ranges from $1,500 to $2,500 per cow. And then usually you're going to have some kind of insurance on the flock that's going to cost you anywhere from $75 to $150. Yes, I've done the research. So, you know, if you do the math, this is a pretty huge loss in just one single day, because I mean, that's 18,000 cows, buddy. And we're talking somewhere in the range of $28 million to $30 million in cows. That's what each of them is worth. A lot. And thanks again to Faded History for that joke and generous donation. We appreciate you. So don't think that this is a small little disaster or whatever. This is literally the deadliest barn braze on record in the United States that's literally ever happened. Yes, that's ever happened. And they don't really know what the hell caused it. It's under investigation, and it's not immediately possible to contact the family members who own the farm in Texas, because it's literally the biggest milk production county in the area. And I mean, honestly, it's just kind of crazy, dude. They said that the blaze prompted calls from Animal Welfare Institute, among the oldest U.S. animal protection groups, for federal laws to prevent bonfires that kill hundreds of thousands of farm animals every year. There are no federal regulations protecting farm animals from fire, and only a few states, Texas is not among them, and have adopted fire protection codes for the buildings, according to the statement. The blaze was the most devastating barn fire involving cattle since they began tracking the incidents in 2013. Around 6.5 million farm animals have died in such fires in the last decade, most of them being poultry. Yes. So if you're wondering what could possibly happen, but like it must have just been probably one of the deadliest things. And they keep saying that there was an explosion. A lot of people reported seeing a mushroom cloud. So I'd like to explain that to you, but there's actually a reasoning for it. And oh, look at that. They actually do have something. So if you go to the World Wildlife Federation or any other place, you can actually understand possibly the reason that this place actually went up in the first place. So at dairy farms all across the country, including at the dairy farm that this event happened at, they actually create biogas out there, a green energy source. And this green energy source comes from the manure of cows, and it is captured in an apparatus and then trucked out, generally so that it can be turned into biomethane that can be utilized as a fuel in vehicles and other things. But yes, they utilize something known as a digester to basically convert animal manure and food waste into a conventional natural gas that can be considered to be renewable and utilized to run trucks and all kinds of different things, even create electricity, power, water, whatever. So if you're actually thinking about what's actually been happening, this is a thing that's been going along for a really, really long time. And it also goes all the way back to President Obama, and when they actually opened up a biogas opportunities roadmap where they wanted to start outfitting all of these different areas in the dairy industry and other agricultural industries with these biogas or closed loop biogas systems that could basically allow the collection of manure, get it fermented into a sealed tank, and then basically create methane that could be utilized all over the place for that. Interesting, right? And oh shit, we got ourselves another super chat. Scroats McGoats, what's this? Scroats McGoats with the $20 super chat saying there is definitely a shadow war taking place on American soil. And maybe there is. Maybe it's been going on for a little bit of a while, but we appreciate your donation out there, Mr. Scroats McGoats. Thank you very much. Yep. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah, Matt, I read 18K on one farm is definitely a lot of fucking cows, bro. A lot of cows. So if you didn't know about it, this is a real process. This is probably what happened, and it's called anaerobic digestion. Farmers pool cow manure into an oxygen-free enclosure. Over time, bacteria and manure from the solid waste converted into liquid waste, which then produces gas methane. And then that methane is separated out, converted into electricity to power farms, houses, or is processed into clean natural gas to power trucks, or even make it into bioplastics. Yes, that's what's happening. That's what it is. And there's companies like Quasar Energy Group that are behind what we're actually seeing here. And it's a pretty simple thing, right? Like some of these processing plants actually have it right on the farm, in a big gigantic farm with 18,000 heads of cattle and such like that, is going to have a facility on site that does this. So I mean, they haven't spoken on it or anything, but back in 2013, 2014, when this article was written, there was 239 anaerobic digesters on livestock farms in the United States, with the potential for over 2,600 anaerobic digesters on U.S. dairy farms. Yes. So a lot of the dairy farms out there in the United States have this built in. So if you're trying to figure out what happened, it was probably not any type of nuclear explosion or bomb or anything like that. It's probably a lot smarter to think about is that something happened with the actual digester system itself, because it does create methane. Methane is very highly volatile and explosive, and I mean, it really doesn't take much to get that shit to come off. So yes, the green energy solution that was put forward by Obama and his people or whatever is actually probably closer to this, because this kind of thing didn't used to happen, right? It didn't happen a long time ago with these explosions because they didn't used to have them. It was when they started installing these types of digesters in the areas that, you know, like for the most part, yes, they could be pretty safe, but all it takes is, you know, one wrong move, something that doesn't get seen. And the one thing to remember is that methane gas cannot be seen by the human eye. You need an infrared camera or something like that to even see that shit. Yeah, so think about that. All these digesters can be utilized to make it a lot of different stuff. And I mean, if you haven't heard of it, well, it's there. And they use them. They even have them in Africa, bro.
It's shortened lifespans. Most of the estimates are 8 to 10 years shorter because one cow is enough to provide the manure for a digester for the whole year. 4 goats or 25 chickens or any combination of these animals. Most farmers have this. So that's a good start. This is what a biogas digester looks like. You put waste, you put the manure and water in the one end. The methane rises to the top. You bleed it off with a plastic tube up to your house. And the nutrient water comes out on the other end, which you can use to raise fish. You can use to...
So you can see that it's a thing. It's a real thing.
Whatever we have. So I guess we picked this thing up back in... It's been over.
Where's the damn somebody that shows it actually? Here you go. Municipal solid waste management.
The easiest way to do this is by adding cow manure and water with a ratio of 1:1, or even easier, use digestate from another reactor. A rule of thumb is that it needs about 10% of the reactor volume as cow manure to start the process.
Cool.
This is the actual biodigester, and it's a JoJo tank, a horizontal 500 liter biodigester tank, and it's filled almost to about here with cow dung. The cow dung are collected from
cow dung,
small holdings in the area. I can show you what it looks like. I've got some extra storage in here. It's a bit smelly, but you can see it kind of looks a bit like that, and I leave it in there for a little while just to...
You can smell it, can't you? You can smell it. Thanks, Christina, for that $9.99 through the super chat. We appreciate you, and we appreciate your money even more, or the same. I'm not exactly sure, but I still thank you for your generosity, my dear. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, think about this. So what I'm trying to get at here is that the explosion that happened at the cow farm was generated by cow farts. Yes. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was 100% correct when saying that cow farts are literally dangerous. This is what happened. Because what's in cow farts? Methane. How come there's methane in cow farts? Well, when you take cow manure, what's into cow manure? Cow farts. You take those cow manures and you throw it in some water with the 1-to-1 ratio with a little bit of an accelerant, and you get yourself methane, and then you can collect that shit and you can use it to cook your fucking food. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Well, yeah, that process happens in a big way on lots of dairy farms and stuff. So before you get caught looking like a dumbass running around saying all kinds of crazy conspiracy theories and stuff, you know, usually the most logical answer is probably the right one. And I'm just saying that the most logically, it doesn't seem like this is an attack. Like if all of a sudden we start getting all kinds of fucking anaerobic digesters blowing up and shit, killing cattle, then I'd say that there's a fucking huge problem or whatever. And there's 2,600 of them at least, or the possibility of there being 2,600 of them in 2014. We don't know if there's actually that many, but now we know that we should probably take a look at it. And then is it a question of maintenance? Was there an improperly maintenance system because people have been running on hard times and haven't been keeping up with it? Or maybe there's something even more bigger going on. I think that it remains to be seen to say that, you know, this is a terrorist type attack or anything like that. And I mean, you got to think about it. It's just like with the whole 9/11 situation. Everybody disregards the anhydrous ammonia at the bottom of the buildings. Everybody disregards the gigantic diesel tank on the top of the elevator shaft over on Tower 7, and how those two things right there definitely change anybody's idea of what actually happened to those buildings. But you know what? Nobody really understands the chemistry involved with all of this and the building principles. You know, you either only talk to an engineer and you only talk to a building specialist, but then maybe they should have been talking to a chemist. And that's the kind of situation here, is that, you know, there's a huge danger involved with green type shit. Yes, you can collect methane in a very small area, and even then, what did it say? One cow produces enough methane to power and feed, or to feed you for an entire year? Think about that. And then also remember that the first time that they actually went after the World Trade Center, what were they utilizing? Weren't they utilizing a fertilizer bomb? And what's the active ingredient in a fertilizer bomb? Is it methane? Right. So think about it. Biogas can be really powerful, but people forget that, you know, you're basically just creating a gigantic cylinder of methane that is highly volatile and explosive. Highly volatile and explosive. So think about that. A methane explosion.
Okay, yeah.
Neil is repeating an experiment, which is quite a famous one, where you take a lighted methane oxygen torch and plunge it into soapy water. So, of course, when you put it in...
Wait, it's not the actual explosion. Well, let's see. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Notice how there isn't... Oh, the exploding whale, dude. I couldn't remember about that one. Chocolate fizz. That's a chocolate thing. Methane bubble releases. Gas explosion stalling fence posts. The Arctic methane. Has 2020 triggered the tipping point? Methane gas blowing massive holes through the Earth's crust. Methane bubble. There we go. There we go. Oh, they're made of ammonium nitrate. You want? Look at this. Boom. A methane bomb. Yeah. So yeah, methane is just as flammable as basically anything else. Yep. And yeah, if you've ever you make methane every time you fart. Whenever you fart, you light your farts on fire like when you're a little kid or whatever because you're a dumbass. I'll be right back. I hear what sounds like fireworks. Sounds like fireworks. Lots of equipment, band grounding, bonding, could spark arc. Snap, crackle, pop. Red alert, get your gear. Yeah, no, it's definitely just, it looks like somebody just launching off fireworks. Didn't sound like gunshots because it was too like poppy. You know, it was like pop, pop, boom, boom, boom. But yeah, somebody's been doing fireworks down the way for the last couple of days, and I've been like, what the fuck, dude? I don't know what's going on with that. Don't know what's going on with that, but I figured I would go check it out, see if there was anything weird happening. So now you know at least a little bit more about what's happening over there with that cow farm explosion. Explosion probably came from the digester. And then that gigantic explosion went through those things that the cows are in. If you think about it, those suckers are basically just wind tunnels. They just have water getting sprayed usually and gigantic fans. So when the explosion goes off, all that explosion is just going to get accelerated like an afterburner and just kill everything. Like everything. Yeah. Everything. It was the neighbor producing methane. If you think about it, it's how it goes. Yeah. I guess what's the next weird little piece of news or whatever? This is probably going to come back up. But yes, an estimated 1 million dimes were stolen from a truck in Philadelphia after left in a parking lot overnight. That's right. Dimes were found scattered from a Walmart parking lot out to the nearby road. And we're talking about a shitload of dimes, bro. That's a fucking shitload of dimes. $1 million dimes? Damn, dude, that's like $10 million or something like that. Wait, is that $10 million? I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, that's real. In Philadelphia, somebody broke into a trailer and stole hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of dimes. And it was discovered at 6 a.m. on Thursday in a Walmart parking lot where an estimated $100,000 in dimes were stole. A total of $750,000 in dimes were in the truck. Why were there $750,000 worth of dimes in a motherfucking truck? Were there anything else in the goddamn truck? Did they have any other things? Were there quarters? Did they have pennies? Were there fucking dollar bills and shit in there? Why the fuck was it in the back of a truck like that? Like, seriously? Was that all that was in there? They just took the dimes? Were the dimes lighter than the fucking nickels with pennies or quarters? Like, what the fuck? Doesn't make any sense. Our sister station, WPVI, learned the truck driver picked up the dimes from the Philadelphia Mint on Wednesday, then went home to get some sleep before a long drive to Florida. It's common practice to pick up a load going to Florida, go home for the night, and then get sleep and on the road in the morning, says Captain Jack Ryan of Northeast Detectives. The truck driver parked a big rig at a Walmart parking lot. When he came back Thursday morning, he found the trailer door was open. They were trying to cross-load the dimes into other things. The dimes were all over the parking lot. Police said the cargo thefts have been an ongoing issues in both Northeast and Southeast Philadelphia. All kinds of goods have been stolen. But, like, they're saying that they've had lamb, chickens, TVs, refrigerators, alcohol, and now they got motherfucking dimes. Dude, if you try to go and cash in some dimes right now, you go. I mean, honestly, I feel like collecting every dime that I have and then going to the bank and then just be like, yeah, I'd like to deposit these into my account. It's just a bunch of dimes just to like fuck with people. They'd be like, did you fucking rob Philadelphia? Like, nah, man, I just collect dimes. Yep. The truckers ain't trustworthy. He did it. Yeah, I don't know if they did that. Somebody dropped a dime on that trucker. I bet you he probably told them. Yeah, I bet you they probably told somebody, and he was like, I'm going to go park this thing over here at the Walmart on this thing. I'm just leaving the Philadelphia Mint. You guys could come through, bust up, do whatever you do, and I'll just show up tomorrow and be like, oh my God, they robbed the dimes. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, the only way that you could wash that dimes would be like a fucking casino, and what casino takes dimes, right? Like, you can't even put that in a quarter machine. So I don't know what they're gonna do with all it. Just like, damn, son. Yep. That's right. Anyways, well, what's this? Minneapolis is going to pay $8.9 million over Derek Chauvin's actions before the George Floyd death. 2 lawsuits stem from arrest in 2017, 3 years before Derek Chauvin killed George Floyd during an arrest that was captured on video. That's right. Minneapolis is going to have to pay $9 million extra to 2 people that filed lawsuits against them because of Derek Chauvin, that motherfucker that murdered the saint George Floyd, greatest man and baby barely puncher who ever existed. I know what you're thinking. This can't be happening, but indeed, it is actually happening, and there ain't much you're going to be able to do about it, Chief. You wish you could do something about it, but unfortunately, there is nothing that you could say or do to change their minds, my good friends. I figured you just want to know about this. So how much money have they spent on this fucking Chauvin character over the years, dude? They're not going to fucking like his ass at all in Minneapolis. You need to get that out. After you get out of jail, motherfucker, you need to get out of that state. You need to get the fuck out of that state, dude. Minneapolis, Minnesota, they don't fucking like you, bro. Whatever. In other more interesting news, arrests were made in the Bob Lee killing. Bob Lee was the creator and founder of Cash App, and an arrest has been made. The suspect is a tech entrepreneur named Nima Momeni. But yes, San Francisco police had a warrant for a man in Emeryville, and they finally have arrested him. And this is a picture of him. He's 38 years old. He's an Emeryville resident and tech entrepreneur suspected in killing the Cash App founder, fatally stabbing him to death multiple times to death. And yeah, he was apparently an IT consultant and entrepreneur for a company called Expand IT. There's no word as to whether there was any contracts or anything going on between the two, but we know that people were gotten arrested. I mean, they made the arrests Thursday morning in connection with the stabbing death, and it's just kind of like shocking everybody. I would have to say, they said 38-year-old Emeryville resident Nima Momeni was charged with murder for allegedly stabbing Lee twice in the chest at 2:30 a.m. on April 4th, leaving a trail of blood on the sidewalk in San Francisco's wealthy Rincon neighborhood. Lee, 43, was a colorful, outsized figure known for his leadership role at Square and for working on the team that launched Google Android's operating system, but more often remembered as the last guy to leave any party. And now he's fucking dead. So he's actually not the last guy to leave the party. Now, is he? No, I don't think he is. But at least they picked somebody up. But I kind of feel like this is going to end up being a really crazy case, because I feel like there's some sort of crazy reasoning that this dude stabbed this other dude. Like, were they jilted lovers? Did he have like a contract with this guy, and then this guy canceled his Square contract with them, and this guy decided that I'm going to go fucking murder this dude? I don't know, but you know, I am allowed to ask questions. And then I just realized something. I forgot to go get a vape juice, so I'm gonna run out. Yeah, could it have been a lover's quarrel? You know, I thought it was just a random thug or something like that, but apparently it's not some random thug. They knew who it was. How did they figure out who it was? Did they get him on video doing it? Was there like some fingerprint action happening here? Did they find the murder weapon and then figure that out? Like, I don't know. Did this dude, before he died, take a picture of this motherfucker as he was leaving? Yeah. It's unclear whether Momeni has a lawyer or anything, but he's described himself on LinkedIn as an information technology consultant. I wonder if his LinkedIn's still up. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Still up. Owner of Expand IT. He used to be a consultant at Diablo IT. So yeah, this guy basically does everything the same thing as I do. Really weird. Really weird. Shows that this guy's actually had some charges in the past where he slowed a switchblade knife. He drove with a suspended license. He also spent 10 days in jail as well as 3 years on probation, and was ordered to destroy his switchblade knife. And when they actually arrested him in the sprawling Blessler building in Emeryville, the former streetcar manufacturing plant converted into live work lofts at 5:05 a.m. Neighbors said, who lives on the floor above the entrance on Harlan Street, said he woke to bellows over the loudspeaker, say, "We have a warrant for your arrest. Please come out with your hands up." Wow. And they also said Momemi seemed to be a super nice guy. He seemed like a super nice guy. He didn't look like the type of guy that would be murdering motherfuckers or whatever. But yeah. Another resident who withheld his name, citing privacy concerns, said that Momeni had come to his door the night of the incident asking for alcohol. It wasn't clear if the neighbor met with Momemi before or after the slaying. The neighbor declined to answer any further questions. At least one Bessemer resident complained to the Homeowners Association about the disturbance on April 3rd, the days before the killing, in which a woman knocked on neighbors' doors sometime before 4 a.m. shouting Moemi's name. Public affairs consultant Sam Singer, who recently opened an office next door to Moemi's second floor loft, recalled a similarly pleasant interaction with the man who gamely handed out his business cards and ingratiated himself to strangers. Yeah. I wonder if they were like flying helicopters and doing all that other shit. Maybe it was the 5G surveillance technology that busted him, right? Yeah, maybe it was that, dude. Maybe it was that. I don't know. I don't know. Well, what we do know is it's weird. So some funny news came out about the new popular streaming platform that's taking the world by storm called Kick. Not to be confused with Rumble or whatever, but yes, they say that Kick.com is burning money paying for Twitch's streaming service from Amazon. So yeah, I guess it was reported today in a couple of different places that Kick.com actually is subsidizing a majority of the heavy lifting that it does on its platform by utilizing Amazon to do so. So basically, it's kind of the same situation that we all came into when we all started using DLive, when DLive was selling itself as being an alternative to Twitch or whatever. and then it ended up actually utilizing the same infrastructure and everything else associated to it. Well, now we're seeing it, and it's kind of funny because Kick has positioned itself as being a direct rival to Twitch, and in a lot of ways it is, because it's got way better it's got way better payment options for the streamers and whatnot. Let's just be frank on that. But now Kick is basically subsidizing Twitch by paying for Amazon and their streaming services. That's right. And Kick was launched in coordination with the gambling platform Stake and popular Twitch streamer Trainwrecks, and it seems that the structure isn't very clear about how everything's going on, but somebody actually came forward to explain how it was actually working. And it says, in a former life, I helped Twitch build their video CDN. When I hear about Twitch challengers, I still can't but look at how they are serving video. Today's entrant, Kick Streaming, this is an easy one. They use AWS IVS. IVS is the Twitch video system wrapped up with AWS APIs. So in short, Kick is subsidizing Twitch by paying to use Twitch's video system via Amazon Web Services. I mean, yes, I think too, IVS is the best video system for this use case, but paying 8 to 10x cost is not a sustainable growth plan. That's right. That's right. So basically, Kick is subsidizing Twitch because they're paying for Amazon's system that they created for Twitch to serve video that also they utilize to serve movies and all kinds of other shit. Yep, that's what they're utilizing to serve out their video to everybody, which is exactly the same way that DLive operated when it first launched and went through all of its different growths. But yes, they're saying that they're burning money, right? They're burning money. Then again, is there a financially sustainable technical growth plan in the space? I'm not sure there is, unless you manage to put the capital and expense together to build your own content delivery network, but that shouldn't be any startup's first priority. So blitzscale on burning money, VCs or otherwise, then Switch, that's effectively what Twitch pulled off, but the window to land was very, very narrow. And I think this is good information for basically anybody to kind of look at, is because, yeah, right now they're paying Amazon for one of their most expensive things. And is that really going to change things for anyone? I just don't know, man. I don't know. When we go to the actual thing, let's see. I should just type it in. Amazon IVS. Yep. Oh, wait. Why didn't that work? Yeah, so this is actually what it utilizes right here. So build engaging live stream and interactive video experiences utilizing Amazon IVS. Hundreds of hours of standard definition video output, 5 hours of basic video input per month with the Amazon free tier. So yeah, this is what they're utilizing. That's what's going on. And then we can go look at the pricing. And you can see that basically it's either free tier or on demand, and they're paying for the on demand price because it's probably pretty clear that they're not getting you the discounted pricing because you got to contact them for it or whatever. But now it kind of gives you an overall understanding as to what costs them. So, you know, every time somebody's streaming on Kick, it costs them probably $2 for them to get that stream going. So like every time that we go on to Kick right now, that's what we're paying for, or that's what they're paying for. So you got to look at this for their live video output. So every time a streamer goes live, for every hour that a streamer is live on Kick, it costs the platform $2. On top of that, every time that person is live for more than an hour, they have to rebroadcast it. Now you can kind of see what the pricing scale is. So like most people are doing HD content, which I believe is 720p or higher. It's costing them like 7 cents an hour. Kick says I'm offline. What do you mean Kick says I'm offline? It says I'm streaming. Searching Kick says you're offline. Let's see. Says I'm live right there. Yeah, you search for Griftcast. I do have the Griftcast channel, but I'm not streaming on the Griftcast name right now. Over there. So that's good to know, good to understand, which makes sense, but like I don't understand how it's going to be sustainable if these are the prices that they're paying. Yeah. I don't understand it, but I figured it would be a nice little educational bump ski for you guys to see. Yep. And now a video from this guy that works at the Pentagon.
Okay, in the days after the leaks came to light, what steps has DoD taken to reduce the number of people who have access to not only these classified briefings, but the classified material in general? But you are taking steps to tighten that, I guess, population who might have access to this level of information.
General Ryder, you say that there are strict protocols in place, and yet a 21-year-old airman
General
was able
Ryder,
to
huh?
access some of the nation's top secrets. How did this happen, and isn't this a massive security breach?
Oh, yeah. By the way, Mr. Dope. I wonder what Rumble uses it for its streaming shit.
What is your message to anyone who might be thinking of leaking these kind of documents in the future?
Can you tell us, are there less people who have access to this type of information today than there were a week ago?
To follow on that, these documents were available long before April 5th and 6th. So what took so long for DOD and the intelligence communities to locate these documents?
Are you going?
Oh, by the way, just in case anybody on Rumble, because I know there's a bunch of you guys that are watching on Rumble right now, Rumble also uses Amazon for DNS. Yes. Although they don't utilize Amazon's web services, and this is as of 2021, they could have changed it, but usually no. They use AWS Route 53 for DNS. Their main website is hosted by SoftLayer, which is owned by IBM. Their videos are served or were served by the StackPath CDN, and their apps rely on Google and Apple's App Store. But they don't actually have like any app infrastructure that anybody had found or seen. So yeah, like even Rumble uses Amazon Web Services, although their content delivery network is different. They use StackPath CDN, allegedly. Just to put it out there or whatever, so people know what the fuck's going on. Oh yeah, we got all that. Yeah, who cares about that? Let's look at something a little bit more juicy now. Cybersecurity and Information Systems Analysts, the CSIAC Technical Inquiry Response Report of the State of 5G Technology and Applications to the DoD and Military. Report number, well, there you go. Anyways, wow, what is this shit? I don't know. JR Riggs, what are you always sending me all of this fucking weird government shit? Why you always gotta send me all this?
DTIC and SEAC.
All this weird government shit.
The Defense Technical Information Center, DTIC, preserves, curates, and shares knowledge from DoD's annual multi-billion-dollar investment in science and technology, multiplying the value and accelerating capability to the warfighter.
Nice.
DTIC amplifies this by collecting information and enhancing the digital search, analysis, and collaboration tools that make information widely available to decision makers, researchers, engineers, and scientists across the department.
Oh, cool. What's this? 5th generation.
Abstract. The 5th generation wireless communication technology, abbreviated 5G, has the potential to transform communication systems. The 5G mobile network will deliver higher speeds, lower latency, increased reliability, more network capacity, and increased interconnectivity. With the deployment, modernization, and implementation of 5G technology into both pre-existing and new systems, immense improvements are expected. In recent years, there has been exponential growth in investments and interest in 5G technologies as all sectors look to be innovative on the cusp of the new technology. Taking full advantage of this technology will propel industry and U.S. Department of Defense, DoD, capabilities into the future with massive improvements, such as higher performance and improved efficiency. This report focuses on the current state of this technology and specific use cases for the DoD.
Oh, cool. Cool. So we got 5G technology, talk about the spectrum, centralized radio access networks, multiple input, multiple output, beamforming. Oh, 5G in the DoD and military. DoD policies, smart warehousing, distributed command and control, augmented and virtual reality, 5G smart warehousing, 5G dynamic spectrum sharing utilization, 5G plus adapting 5G for tactical millimeter wave networks, 5G technology implementation in the U.S. Army Tactical Environment Technical Program support. Open programmable secure 5G, Ops 5G, meter 5G hierarchy of threats, the fight framework. Wow. Look at that. Challenges, aviation warnings, weather forecasting. This looks pretty big. So yeah, we already know what 5G is. We know about the spectrum. We know about the bands and the cell sites. And then we know about MIMO and beamforming and how, fucking cell phones work. Yep. Well, let's see. This is the policy right here. They plan to provide a roadmap for addressing technology security standards and policies and partnering aspects on how the DoD can use and advance 5G network applications. The comprehensive DoD 5G strategy implementation plan consists of 4 lines of effort. The first line of effort is to promote technology development by, for example, conducting 5G demonstrations, implementing millimeter wave and dynamic spectrum sharing technologies, and promoting open architecture and visualization for focusing on developing a 5G workforce. The second line of effort is to assess, mitigate, and operate through 5G. The second line of effort primarily focuses on the threat intelligence, infrastructure risk, security of the supply chain, global operations, security assessment, cybersecurity, and zero trust. The third line of effort is to influence 5G standards and policies and include tight operation or integration with standard setting bodies. Along these lines, the DoD will create and update standards and guidelines for advanced spectrum management. They're talking about the fucking 5G that people can hack into right now. No, they're talking about 5G millimeter wave shit. Wow. Smart warehousing. Marine Corps logistics-based project will develop 5G-enabled smart warehouse focused on vehicular storage and maintenance to increase efficiency and fidelity of MCLB Albany logistic operations, including identification, recording, organization, storage, and retrieval of inventory control of materials and supplies. Additionally, the project will create a proving grounds for testing, refining, and validating the emerging 5G-enabled technologies. Ooh. Nice. So like a smart warehouse like fucking Walmart has had for the last fucking 10, 15 years. Cool. Distributed command and control. Testing and experimentation at Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada has an objective to develop a testbed for 5G technologies to aid in airspace and cyberspace lethality while enhancing command and control survivability. Specifically, a 5G network will be employed to disaggregate and mobilize existing C2 architectures to an agile combat employment scenario. This testing takes place with AT&T as a partner providing a high capacity and low latency mobile 5G environment. Oh, wow. So they're like actually doing all of this stuff right now. Even 5G teleportation? Augmented reality and virtual reality. A project being tested at the Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington is an objective of being able to rapidly field a scalable, resilient, secure 5G network to provide a testbed for experimentation with 5G-enabled augmented reality, virtual reality capability for mission planning, distributed training, and operational use. Basically setting up a system where somebody can like use VR to do training sessions. Wow. Smart warehousing at U.S. Naval Base in San Diego, developing a 5G-enabled smart warehouse for shipments. Wow. 5G's dynamic spectrum sharing utilization. Hill Air Force Base in Utah has begun to investigate technical feasibility methodologies and utility of spectrum sharing and coexistence with diverse 5G networks in a band critical importance within the commercial industry. Interesting, baby. Interesting, baby. Yeah. What's this? Adapting for tactical networks? Well, that just means that they're, utilizing the hack into stuff and protect it from getting in hacking and stuff. But what do you mean 5G teleportation? I didn't see nothing about no 5G teleportation in here. All I see is they spent $2.7 trillion to spend on the rollout for 5G by 2020. That's right. They spent $2.7 trillion by 2020 on the 5G network rollout. Wow. $585 billion on hardware, $469 billion on services, $362 billion on connectivity, and $261 billion on software. Wow. Yeah. I don't see no teleportation though. Let's see. Teleport. Yeah, there's no teleport in here. Right? No teleport shit on there. I don't see no teleporting JR rigs. Although this is your document, so you might know more than me about it. But yeah, look at that. The rest of the world is playing catch up on the 5G spectrum assignments. A global snapshot of 5G spectrum shows Figure 6 to include licensed, unlicensed, and existing shared bands. Interesting. Electromagnetic interference. Weather forecasting? Wait, what the fuck? Radio altimeters provide highly accurate information about an aircraft's height above the ground. Data from these radio altimeters inform safety equipment on the plane, including navigations. Blah, 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 blah. Spectrum can be used in various 5G proposals, especially in the N285 or 58 band, centered at 26 gigahertz. It will be near the passive remote sensing, such as by weather and Earth observation satellites, particularly for water vapor monitoring at 23.8 gigahertz. Water vapor data is pumped into an arsenal of weather models and is the foundation of improved accuracy in the genesis of storms and areas downwind most likely to take the worst hit. What? They can fucking track the weather with 5G? Are you kidding me? They can track water vapor with 5G at 23.8 gigahertz? The fuck? That's crazy. What the hell? Conclusions. Yeah, I didn't see anything about no teleporting in here. If I did see something about teleporting in here. Oh wait, maybe it's here. Defense.gov. DoD announces $600 million for 5G experimentation and testing of 5 installations. There's all the bases right there. I didn't see it in there. We see use cases, dynamic spectrum sharing, tactical millimeter wave networks, implementation for tactical environments. Project or executive command control communications conducted a study to assess the technological potential communication technologies to integrate future U.S. Army tactical networks. Study identifies and summarizes 5G features and technologies that have been standardized, as well as emerging features that have not been standardized. Nope, that doesn't say anything about teleportation. Yeah, I don't see anything about teleportation in here. See threat-based networks, leverages, hypothesized threats, challenges of the costs, and the assessment of them moving forward. Operate through, implementation, resilience. Nope, I don't see anything on that one. Let's see, key infrastructure, operate through, first and least challenging. Term gray zone, normally defined for radar. Nope. On all scenarios, exposed communications, threat networks, threat intelligence. I don't see nothing in here about that. Infrastructure risk. And then security assessments. Yeah, like we got telecommunications, but all I got is telephone number. Teleportation. Teleport? Where's that? I don't see it. Fake news, J.R. Riggs. Fake news. Ain't nothing about no teleportation in this shit. Electromagnetic interference, standard policy, zero trust. So what's the conclusion? Did it work? Oh, what's this right here? Holy shit, we just got ourselves a freaking donation through the Streamlabs from Blunderbuss for $137. $137. Aloha. God bless everyone listening. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you very much to the Blunderbuss for that very, very generous donation through the PayPal, the direct donation that goes straight to our pocket. We love that. We love that. We appreciate what you guys do for us over there. We do. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then, dang, dude, thanks to Mr. Dope Demeanor for that $1 Rumble rant over there on Rumble. We appreciate you coming through with a little bit of the dollars. Yeah. Do you know what teleportation is? Yeah, I know what teleportation is. Teleportation 5G. Right there. Teleports and the Opportunity. World Teleport Association. Completing meaningful areas. What's this? 6G could be the world's first teleportation techs. Scientists promise virtual teleportation with 6G. Why walk when you could just teleport? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm big on that. Conducted assessment with the distributed surveillance system antenna and then go through it. Okay, cool. I just don't know how that's going into all of this right here. But if they do have 5G teleporters that we're going to be teleporting shit, that's going to be awesome. To be perfectly frank, that'll be awesome. That will be freaking awesome. I want to be able to teleport. But yeah, it's a cool little thing from csac.org. I figured that'd be interesting, but who knows? What's this? Bellycats. Eric Torler worked with the New York Times to uncover a trail of digital evidence that appears to identify Jack Teria. Oh, really? You guys did that with the New York Times? Wow, good job, guys. You figured it out. You figured out what his Discord was, and you guys find his Stim handle or whatever, and then you gave it to the government so that everybody else could delete that shit before anything was found. Good job. Good fucking job, you little bitches. Oh, I don't even want to watch that. And now, since I'm probably going to end up playing some Star Citizen anyway, because I love Star Citizen, I figured I would show you this video that somebody made about Donald Trump and Joe Biden checking out the recent Flea Fly in Star Citizen. I mean, I think you guys are going to enjoy it.
You know, Joe, I'm the best at space battles. Nobody can beat me.
Oh, come on, Donald. You can barely navigate your own spaceship. I've been playing this game for years.
That's fake news, Joe. My Crusader A2 is the biggest and the fastest. Everyone says so.
The only reason you have a big spaceship is to compensate for something else.
At least I don't need a teleporter to move around, Sleepy Joe.
Teleporter?
Teleporter?
Star Trek?
Hey, don't knock Star Trek. I heard they have some good ideas about space travel.
Yeah, like diplomacy and working together. Something you could learn from, Donald.
Give me a break, Joe. You're just a puppet for the Vandal.
Oh, yeah? At least I'm not a puppet for Putin.
That's not true. I just like his spaceships, that's all.
Sure you do, Donald. Keep telling yourself that.
Take that, Joe. My M7A lasers are the best.
You can't hit me, Donald. I'm too quick for you.
This game is rigged. You're cheating, Joe.
I'm not cheating, Donald. I'm just better than you.
This is a disaster. Nobody wins with Sleepy Joe.
Speak for yourself, Donald. I'm having a blast.
I guess I'll have to find a new game to play. This one is too complicated for me.
Don't worry, Donald. Maybe we can play something simpler next time, like checkers.
You're on, Joe. I'll beat you at that game any day.
Yeah, this guy, Lord Eldoran or whatever, decided to put something out. But yes, good old Star Citizen is on one of those free fly weekends where they just updated the game, and it actually seems like it's not completely fucking broken. I mean, some shit's still at least a little bit weird, but it's definitely playable. So if you've ever thought about getting yourself into Star Citizen, right now is the best time because you could get into it for free. You can get into it for free. That's right. Anybody that signs up, makes an account or whatever, you'll be able to get into the game. You'll get 5 different ships to test out during the free fly situation. You're going to get yourself the ability to fly around in a Mustang Alpha, a Nomad. You'll get yourself a Razor, even a 100i, and a hover quad. And all of those will be attached to your account for you to use for free for the next 7 days. That's right. So from basically today till April 20th, you can get into Star Citizen for free. So you can test out the game, see if your computer sucks or not or whatever. And all you got to use is that code right there, get into the verse, and you'll automatically get all those ships in your hangar to use for at least the next 7 days. And if you decide that you actually want to get into the game, your game package will actually be discounted. That's right. Your game package will actually be discounted. And they're doing the discounted starter packs all the way through May 2nd, which means that if you're already in the game or whatever, you could go back and pay regular money and basically get a discount. So now, if you decide that you like the game while you're playing the free flight, you can basically get most of the beginner ships for a very, very small fee, like save 10%, 20%, 25%, depending on what ship that you decide to pick. And those are the ones. So they got the Mustang Alpha, the 100i, and the Nomad. And they're all ships that you could select. Yep. I is spreading secret stuff 6 months ago. Yeah, then you're gonna get taken out, fucking jail rigs. That's okay though. So yeah, if you guys if you're looking like you want to actually get into the game and play some Star Citizen with me, I appreciate that. But that's what we're gonna go probably do now. I'm gonna go try to see if we can make some millions or whatever, make us some money. That's what we're gonna try to do is make us some of the money. Maybe we're in a Chris Pratt movie. I don't really know. But that's basically all I got for you. So if you guys want to check us out, you let us know, on the YouTube channel. I don't play Star Citizen on the this channel, because I figured you guys probably don't want to see it. But I don't know. I asked the robot AI and it said, stop building the other channel that nobody ever goes and subscribes to, even though it exists. It does exist. But either way, we're going to play some Star Citizen now. If you guys want to get in, let us know. Other than that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate y'all being here. We appreciate the generous donations that came through all of the folks on all the different platforms. And we hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. If you're into the video games, check us out. If not, we'll see you later. Either way, much love to you. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye-bye now.